It is filthy February at the Dr. Oz Show. We're on the hunt because it feels like germs are everywhere and cover everything. Like this grocery cart, right? Or the place I hope you're going after you've eaten, the gym, where germs are always hiding in the shower, right? Sometimes they're on the handles of the gym equipment. Oh, be careful here. Even the weights themselves. And more germs in the places where you eat and you drink, like the soda fountain. Right? It feels like there's nothing you can do about it. Right? Maybe. It feels like the system is rigged, but what if you can defy the odds by learning the germiest day of the week to do, well, everything? We're starting with the dirtiest day of the week to go out to eat at a restaurant. Well, health inspector extraordinaire, Peter DeLucia, is joining us. Do they do restaurant inspections on a specific day of the week?
Absolutely not. It's a random, unannounced inspection, Monday through Friday, but not Saturday or Sunday. So the weekends are, footloose and fancy-free.
So we realize that finding the dirtiest day isn't an exact science. We can only gather information to help beat the odds and give our immune systems the best shot possible. Use a methodology to help you figure out which day is best for us to dine. Which is the day that is the filthiest?
First and foremost, volume. Think of that. You get tons of people in the restaurant on a certain day. You got tons of germs coming in.
All right, so let's make the call based on Peter's experience, the expertise he has, and what we heard from real restaurant employees. The filthiest day of the week to go out to eat is Sunday.
Sunday.
All right, Peter, you're sitting at your table. What are the most common bacteria, the most common germs you're finding in restaurants?
Staph, Campylobacter, and Salmonella.
Ooh, they're ugly looking things too.
Oh, yeah. My Italian family had it right. We used to do Sunday dinner at home. So I say, you know what? Stay home. That's the way to go.
Avoids it all.
That's it.
All right. So we have a whistleblower here who's worked his way up from waiter to owner. He's putting his reputation on the line to dish what really goes on in the kitchen. Please welcome Nick. Thank you. I know this is hard to do. You're bravely speaking up about things you witnessed and be part of. What are some of the germiest items that you run into? Things that we don't see that are happening in the kitchen?
Well, Dr. Oz, typically what you don't see is staff actually go to the bathroom and not wash their hands, come back and actually prepare the food with their hands, so prepare the raw ingredients. Some of the other things that
happens, that those signs are always in there. Wash your hands.
It does, and I'm not saying this happens all the time, but it does happen in some situations and so forth. And the other thing that you may not be aware of is staff will actually take aprons and towels into the bathroom, and then they'll come back and use those aprons and towels to actually wipe their utensils, wipe their knives, and so forth. So
that I've seen. I never thought about that. How come you didn't tell me that?
I can't tell you everything. I got to say things for other time.
And some of the other things that patrons aren't aware of is actually allergen information. And sometimes when you're even explicit with the staff, that communication doesn't take place. And so in most circumstances, more so than not, you have to elaborate on that because the allergens can actually be put into the dishes.
All right, so we talked about germs being a concern on Sunday, but I'm actually more worried about fresh food. What day of the week, again, as a person who's been every level in the restaurant business, is the day to expect the freshest food?
It's the day that I personally go out to eat, and it's Friday, Dr. Oz.
Friday?
And the reason for that, thank you, Dr. Oz. The reason for that is the majority of the restaurants do business on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Shipments come in on Friday. You have your A team on staff. Everybody's prepping the food, so it really is the freshest day to actually go out and consume. And the time of the day is very, very important. What you want to do is you never want to go to a restaurant right when it opens. You never want to go right when the shift happens. So if you want to go for breakfast and the restaurant opens at 8 o'clock, you want to go at 8:30, 8:45. If it's lunch, you want to go at 12:30, 12:45. If it's dinner, you want to go at 5:30, 5:45. And the reason for that, Dr. Oz, is you don't want to be there and have information such as allergen information not communicated effectively. You don't want to have a subpar experience.
Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Oz.
Appreciate the honesty. All right, next, which day of the week is the germiest day for the soda fountain? Our med team swabbed the inner surface of the same exact soda dispenser on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Sunday. Every day of the week we did it. Before we show you the results, I want you to take a look at this video we found online of a worker cleaning the dispenser at a fast food restaurant. Describe what we're looking at.
Well, if you take a look at this right now, you can see it's difficult to take apart the machine to begin with.
What is that?
It's a lot of soda. It's basically the syrupy buildup that gets in there. And you can see a machine that has that much buildup, it hasn't been taken apart. These machines are supposed to be taken apart on a regular basis, and they're not because they're so difficult to clean. And on top of it, the cleaning fluids you have to use on it, if they make a mistake with it, sometimes they'll use too much chlorine and things like that. Kind of that you don't want to go for breakfast first thing in the morning and taste all that metallic taste and all the chlorine taste coming out of the soda machine or your coffee pot and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that, there's a manufacturer's recommendation on how often to clean them, and they typically don't follow it.
So in addition to I can imagine people just not doing their job right when it comes to cleaning stuff, but what are the grossest things you've witnessed? Things that maybe people can control?
Mold, that's one thing from a lack of cleaning and things like that. Flies, they'll attract a lot of flies because of the syrupy stuff like that. And then believe it or not, fecal matter.
Fecal matter?
And how do you get fecal matter on a soda machine, right? Well, when they break down that soda machine to clean it, they've got to put it back together. And they're supposed to use gloves. So if the employees are not wearing gloves, they washed everything, they did their sanitizing, now they take their bare hands, they didn't wash their hands in the bathroom
like
in the
Nick
meanwhile
said.
while it was soaking in the sanitizer. Now they reassemble the machine, that's how these wonderful things, norovirus, fecal matter, all that fun stuff can get on there.
So you've taken me on food inspection runs.
Yes,
We've
we
gone
have.
together. The grossest thing that Peter says he's ever found inside one of those dispensers. Are you ready for this, guys? It's these little babies.
Gotta love it.
Cockroaches.
Loaded, running, teeming in and outside the machine. Yeah.
Every breed possible in here.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give you each one of these cockroaches to go home with.
It's a parting gift.
It's a gift to the audience. It's the least we could do. We feel obliged.
Are you going to autograph each one?
Each one.
It's not that easy to do.
You get a cockroach. You get a cockroach. You get a cockroach. I'm the Oprah Winfrey of insects.
That's it.
All right, here's what our med team found was the dirtiest day for the soda dispenser, right? We tested it. The dirtiest day was Saturday. It was Saturday. So maybe you drink water on those days. Peter, thank you very much.
Great to see you as
Here,
always.
These are yours as a
I'll
gift
take
from
them
the
on me.
show.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
Everybody will pass them out now.
All right, next. What about the dirtiest day to go to the gym? We brought in fitness expert Melody Scharf, who has logged a lot of gym hours to help us give some insights. You had a health scare, actually, that happened because of a cleanliness issue at a gym you were in.
I did. I got a staph infection from one of the benches at the gym I was going to at the time. So ever since then, I've been super proactive about it, and I never assume anything is clean. As soon as I walk in, I grab a big batch of wipes, and I just carry them with me from machine to machine and do it myself.
People laugh at you?
No, I think a lot of people are aware of it, and a lot of people have their own little pile of wipes, and we look at each other like we know.
We know. So
yes.
We had our med team swab 2 high-traffic areas at the local gym. First, we swabbed the equipment. So what were the results?
The results, not surprisingly, every day is a germy day at the gym in regard to the equipment. So again, just be proactive, grab your wipes.
Do what you're doing, Melody.
Right.
All right, next, we actually went to the showers, and we swabbed the tiles of the shower. Now, there's some very clean-looking areas in most of these bathrooms, and the areas that aren't so clean. What did we find?
The germiest day for the shower was actually Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
So this is using stats, our testing, anecdotal research from experts. We're making the call that the dirtiest day to go to the gym is Wednesday. But I still want you going to the gym. Just wipe the equipment down like you just heard. You know, do that. There's this social contract at shared facilities. They just take care of not just of yourself, but everybody around you. So step up in the game. When we come back, what's the filthiest day of the week to go grocery shopping? You'll be surprised.
I worked at this major grocery store chain for 5 months, and what I saw there was pretty appalling. My personal position was assigned to work at the front of the store, but I also had access to the back where I noticed a lot of things that should not have been going on. One of the things that I noticed in the back was dead rats. Rats were back there because you had a lot of open food containers due to employees, a lack of proper pest control. Roaches, insects, flies were the norm. So you saw a lot of that in the bathroom in the back, near where they were preparing meats and produce. A lot of employees that did use the restroom, not all of them washed their hands. For the most part, cleanliness was not a priority. It was more profits over cleanliness.
Oh my goodness. That was a whistleblower weighing in on germs in the grocery store. I'm here with 2 self-proclaimed germaphobes who are dying to know which is the dirtiest day of the week to go grocery shopping. So Jill, what day of the week do you normally shop right now?
Mondays, because I like fresh items and I go about once a week.
Be efficient, get it when it's best. Mondays is the best day, right? Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll find out. Jamie, you're pretty diligent. Do you ever use those hand sanitizers? If you do, how often?
All the time. I would bathe in them if I could.
Okay, all right. So you're interested in this question, I gather. Don't move. I'll be right back with you. So to help us figure out the germiest day to go grocery shopping, we brought in the queen of incognito research. Please welcome Heather Herzog. Thank you as always.
Good to see you.
So you did some undercover work, looked at a local grocery store, did some work that we couldn't normally do ourselves. They didn't know who you were. What did you see behind the scenes?
So I was just in the grocery store researching for my new book about fake items in grocery stores, and I walked through there. We're talking about a $600 billion industry here, and I'm walking through and seeing bread bins filled with bugs and people that are handling food sources when they just handled garbage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this, everybody? The time has come to reveal the dirtiest day to go grocery shopping. It is Saturday. All right, so let's come on over here. There was one part of the grocery store, according to our national phone survey, not likely to be cleaned frequently, and certainly not daily. So the day of the week that you touch it matters the most. So we swapped the handles of grocery carts from the same store every day for 7 days. There we are, diligently going back day after day to find out which day of the week they were the germiest. And the filthiest day of the week was, again, Saturday. So, Heather, you spoke to a bunch of folks. My team did as well. But you spoke to grocery store employees nationwide. How often are the grocery carts clean? How often do they actually make this yellow strip
So
pristine?
they told us that they clean them often, about once a week. However, one employee did say that sometimes these carts are only cleaned once a year.
The cart itself?
The cart and the handles.
Okay.
So we're talking about a year's worth of potential germs on that handle.
You also went undercover into a very surprising place that may be as dirty as the grocery cart, which is?
Right. This is the pad, the ATM pad. So this is where you run your credit card or you type in your number. So if you have wipes in your handbag, just go ahead and wipe it down. I still wipe everything down.
Well, they told our researchers that they actually clean the ATM pads daily. That's something. But in a bigger, higher level, applaud to them. I actually think the grocery store industry is hearing complaints. Some of the things we talked about today, they're getting the message. They actually are making it easier for us to play a role, right? They're putting pads around.
Exactly. They'll have stands where they have the wipes. You can just take it off, wipe down your cart, wipe down the ATM pad if you're nervous like I am, or anything else that you may be touching.
It's a community effort, guys. We all shop, help each other out, make the place a little cleaner. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.